Emily and her allies enter a blighted world where the Lumina tree is corrupted and her fairy magic is gone. Confronted by Abaddon's fangs, Emily and Bob unlock a powerful primal magic hidden in the earth. But the greatest discovery is an ancient Hobbit fresco revealing a dark prophecy that connects Emily and Alvin to a destiny far older than the current war. Who is the last of the two worlds, and what ancient truth was buried? Keep watching Crown of Ashes to know the fate of Alara and the true meaning of the prophecy. Catch up on episodes 1 and 2 now.
We stood in stunned silence, our eyes fixed on the fresco. The tiny glowing crystal cast a soft light on the ancient carving, bringing the story to life. The Hobbit, a mirror of Alvin in my memory, stood tall beside King Leo, his hand planted firmly on the earth, radiating a golden, humming power. It was the same warmth I had felt when Bob touched my back. It was a feeling as solid and undeniable as the soil itself. "The magic of the first," Bob whispered, his voice thick with a reverence I had never heard before. He pointed to the carving. My father told me stories of an old, forgotten magic. Not the magic of the air, not the whispers of the Lumina, but the magic of the earth. The power to give life and take it away, to command the very soil to rise and fall. Fiona, her face pale, stared at the inscription. "It can't be." Our history books, our parliament, they taught us that hobbits were just workers. They never spoke of this. "Because it was a secret," I said, a dawning horror and understanding sweeping over me. A secret that we let them forget. That we chose to forget. The fairies, in their arrogance and pride, had stripped the hobbits of their identity, reducing them to laborers, and ignoring the truth of their shared history. We had done this to them. To ourselves. To Alvin. The mark on his arm wasn't just a scar from my love. It was a mark of a forgotten legacy, a testament to a union that had once saved our world. And now the same union was prophesied to save it again. But what did it mean to awaken the magic of the first? The prophecy was a riddle, a key we had no idea how to turn. The fresco ended with a final, chilling image. The Hobbit hero, after the victory, returning to his village and embracing his wife, his face filled with sorrow. The rest of his story, the rest of this forgotten magic was a mystery. "We need to find out what happened to them," I said, my voice filled with a new, fierce resolve. "We need to find the truth of this magic. It's the only way to get the Lumina back. Our magic, the magic of the air, it's failing. We need the power of the earth." Bob nodded, his eyes bright with a fire I had not seen since before the attack. The old Hobbit clans had secret libraries, carved deep into the roots of the mountains. They kept all our knowledge there. "They will be guarded," Fiona said, her voice laced with fear. "Of course," I replied, a grim smile on my face. "But so are we." We began to move again, this time with a new purpose. We were no longer just running. We were on a pilgrimage. Bob's understanding of the tunnels was our guide, and my connection to Alvin was my compass, a beacon of hope in the suffocating darkness. The demons were still out there, their guttural roars and the sickening squelch of their feet on the ground, an ever-present reminder of the world we had to reclaim. We found ourselves in a series of desolate, winding tunnels. The air grew colder, and the faint glowing moss on the walls grew thin and brittle. Bob stopped suddenly, holding a hand up. "I don't like this," he whispered. "The earth feels wrong here, like it's holding its breath." A sound echoed from the dark. Not a roar, but a dry, skittering sound, like 1,000 insects moving on broken glass. Then we saw them. Not the monstrous fangs, but something far more insidious. They were shadows of the damned, thin, spectral demons that were nothing more than floating cloaks of malice with two glowing red eyes. They were the demon scouts, their spies, and they were everywhere. They were silent hunters, and they were looking for us. We pressed ourselves against the damp, cold walls of the cavern, our hearts thundering in our chests. My magic, a flickering ember at best, was useless against these horrors. Their forms flickered and shifted, and the air around them turned so cold it stung our lungs. One of them drifted closer, its red eyes staring directly at our hiding place. "Don't move," Bob whispered, his hand on a small, sharp piece of rock. The shadow hovered inches from my face. I could feel its hatred, a cold, empty void that threatened to consume my spirit. It reached a thin, spectral hand out toward me. I closed my eyes, preparing for a cold, painful death, and I thought of Alvin. I thought of his kind hands, his patient smile, his love that had transcended the chasm between our worlds. The mark on his arm. The mark of love that now felt more like a brand of destiny. The shadow's hand passed through my chest, and I felt not pain, but a deep, bone-chilling cold. It was a horrifying intimacy, a violation of my very soul. But then, a feeling of warmth, of strength, surged within me. It was the echo of Alvin's love, the memory of his final words. "You are my magic, Emily," the shadow screeched, not in rage, but in surprise. Its form flickered and recoiled, and with a wail of confusion, it vanished back into the darkness. The other shadows, confused, followed it, their skittering sounds fading into the distance. We collapsed in a heap, our bodies trembling, our faces pale with terror. I had survived, not with fairy magic, but with something else entirely. The mark of love on Alvin's arm, my act of healing. It wasn't just a scar. It was a connection. My magic wasn't gone. It had just been transformed. It wasn't the magic of the air, but the magic of love, of two worlds, a secret that had been buried for 1,000 years. We had found the magic of the first, and it was inside me. Now we just had to figure out how to use it to fight back. Leave your thoughts below. How would you stand when the world turns to ash? Like, share and subscribe because the next chapter will change everything.